Deep inside your brain, sitting above the optic nerves, a cluster of 20,000 neurons, known as the suprachiasmatic nucleus, acts as a master clock. It sends a rhythmic broadcast to every cell in your body, from your heart to your immune system. When this central signal is clear, your biology is synchronized. Your body temperature, hormone production, and metabolism operate like a tuned orchestra, rising and falling in a predictable symphony. Modern life interrupts this broadcast. Between midnight screen light, erratic mealtimes, and constant notifications, our internal environment remains always on, even when the sun goes down. We often try to compensate for this by sleeping in on the weekends, yet the deep sense of exhaustion rarely disappears. This persistent fatigue stems from a breakdown in biological communication. The signals that tell your body when to work and when to recover have become scrambled. Scientists now call this state molecular fragmentation. It occurs when cells receive conflicting data streams, leaving them unable to determine which biological phase they should be in. Under normal conditions, your cells expect a clear night shift. Once the master clock signals darkness, cells stop burning energy to focus on repairing DNA and clearing out metabolic waste. Late-night stimuli, like blue light or high-calorie food, interrupt this process. These inputs trigger an overriding command to mobilize energy and spike glucose levels, forcing cells back into an active state. This reaction is driven by cortisol, the body's primary survival hormone. While useful for short-term threats, its presence at night disrupts the internal schedule. When stress becomes chronic, cortisol acts as a chemical hammer. It physically strikes and deforms the clock proteins inside your cells that are responsible for keeping time. This mechanism allows stress hormones to bypass the brain's master clock entirely, directly altering the timekeeping genes in your liver, lungs, and kidneys. Because the brain's signal is blocked, each organ is forced to guess the time independently, leading to a state where your body is no longer functioning as a single unit. The result is a total collapse of your unified biological rhythm. Your liver, heart, and immune system begin operating in conflicting time zones. Each organ follows a distorted genetic profile, creating internal chaos. This chaos is visible at the cellular level. DNA repair enzymes activate only during specific synchronized phases, usually deep at night. When those biological windows are missed, repairs don't happen. Metabolic waste builds up inside the cells, and genetic damage goes uncorrected. Systemic desynchronization leads to the literal dismantling of your internal architecture. This process accelerates cellular aging and weakens the systems meant to protect you. Your internal sense of time is a physical resource. Because it is built from proteins and genetic signals, it can be systematically reconstructed. Morning sunlight hitting the retina sends a direct electrical signal to the suprachiasmatic nucleus. This input marks the start of the biological day, helping the master clock recalibrate the entire system. Protecting the nighttime signal is equally important. Minimizing screen use in the hours before bed prevents artificial light from interfering with the transition to biological night. You can further amplify these signals through temperature. Lowering the thermostat or taking a warm shower, which leads to a rapid drop in core temperature afterward, physically cues the body to begin its sleep and repair cycle. New clinical approaches are also exploring how chronobiological drugs and targeted stress management can lower the cortisol hammer, allowing timekeeping genes to stabilize. Restoring these rhythms is an active process of resetting the master frequency so the entire body can return to synchronization. Every decision to prioritize precise light exposure and consistent routines strengthens the molecular architecture of your time. By stabilizing these signals, you ensure your cellular orchestra plays from the same sheet of music.